Good news, everybody out there in freeze-dry land. Harvest Right has come out with a new updated program. It's 5.0.16, but the big news about the new program, it addresses the inadequate vacuum screen, which everyone finds very irritating and frustrating. But anyway, on we go. First thing you want to do, you want to turn off your freeze dryer. You get your jump drive. The smaller the drive, the better. This is like just a 1 gig. Go ahead and put it in the USB port. And then reach around to the back of the freeze dryer and turn it on. And it will go through the rebooting stage. First thing you'll see is a pretty green screen. That's almost worth it all by itself, right? But now, when I first put my program in, one of the first questions it will ask you is, what kind of pump do you have? And you need to answer question standard, premier, or oilless. Now, if you happen to hit the wrong button, or if you end up buying a new pump, there's a way you can go back into the program and change that. I'm going to explain a few of the basic functions that are not normally known. If you go up and press the leaf, it'll give you your options for function tests for the refrigeration, the heaters, and for the vacuum. Now if you go into customize, there's some new changes here. It now allows you to change your initial freeze. You now have 3 settings. It defaults to 0, but you can also go to -10 degrees, or you can go to -20 degrees. I actually prefer the 0 degrees. It goes back to the same old standard extra dry time. I normally keep mine at 12 hours because of work and other obligations. I can either take care of my food early in the morning or late at night. So this always lets me get home from work and take care of the freeze dryer. Another change they have made is in the range of the final dry temperature. You now can go down, if I can get this to go properly. Now it goes down to 45 degrees. Of course, it throws a little message in there that will approve the appearance of the product, and it will increase the dry time, and then it will let you go all the way up to 145 degrees, and it will also give you the message that high dry times may burn some product. Just to let you know, according to Betty Crocker and a lot of extension agencies, food will start to cook at 140 degrees. So that's something you might want to consider. I actually prefer 125 degrees, so I can get this down to where it needs to be. So that's a couple of changes. Now going back to the beginning, if for some reason you hit the wrong type of pump or you upgrade a pump, if you just press the Harvest Right logo, it'll give you the setup configuration. Now if you look way down, if you look right here, it says pump standard oil. If you press that, you can go in and either press standard oil pump, premier oil pump, oil-free oil pump. Now if you do get a new oil pump, you can also go down and reset your oil pump hours if you so choose. Now I have a standard oil pump, so if that's what I would choose, I'm going to hit save, and all is well there. If you want to go and set the time for your freeze dryer, you can do so on this screen. I do not want to turn it on. Okay, so I accidentally turned it on. If I want, this is another change in this particular program. I don't want to talk over the noise of the freeze dryer, but now when you start your menu, you're no longer given the option of pre-frozen or non-frozen food. That is now gone. So when you hit your start, you now have 15 minutes to cool down the chamber before you can load your food. This is a big change. So it used to be, instead of 15 minutes, it went to a particular temperature before you could load your trays. So this is the new status. One of the big changes that they made to the 5.0.6 program with your inadequate vacuum screen is, it used to be if you could not get to 500 millitorrs, the inadequate vacuum screen would come up. Well, I guess Harvest Right, talking with all the users and all the frustration that was out there, they went ahead and they changed the program from 20 minutes to 60 minutes. They feel that if they change the program to 60 minutes before showing the inadequate vacuum screen, a lot of people's freeze dryers would reset, and then given 60 minutes could come down to the proper vacuum without any problem. So that's probably the biggest change. So those individuals out there who used to have a problem with inadequate vacuum, with this new 5.0.16, you should find the machine is going to be a little bit more giving and will give you a longer time. When you hit that continue button, it's going to go into a 60-minute timer rather than a 20-minute timer. So if you see the inadequate vacuum screen pop up, my suggestion before you start looking for vacuum leaks and doing all sorts of things, just go ahead and hit that continue button and see what happens. I've done it, and it has been very helpful. And one last thing, that this was on a version a while back. You can now name your freeze dryer, so you can go in here and call it whatever you happen to want to call it. I just happen to call mine the black box because it's the black box. So I hope you find these things useful. I hope you find this useful. I've placed the links to the new updated program in the comment section if you want to download them from that section. If you don't trust me, I understand, or you can get the downloads directly from Harvest Right if you can get through to customer service.